Yo, what's up, y'all? You're now watching Money Matters with Tigmatic, Dre, and Ali. An extension of the podcast with Tigmatic. And we here, y'all. We moving and booming. Who wants to go give their introductions first? Y'all know the vibes and y'all know how we do. Who wants to take it first?
I get started.
Right.
Hey, everybody,
Right.
I'm Ali, the owner of M2 FICO Forge, which is the AI credit repair system to help you fix your credit, get you right to the top the way that you need to be. I'm co-founders with Dre. Dre's my partner on the bottom. I'll let him take it away now.
All right. Let's get it.
Gotcha. So my name is Dre, DeAndre Ruffin. Again, that's Ali. We're partners in. We have our own software where we can help you guys clean your credit. Okay, forget about writing all those template letters and all that good stuff. We'll help you use our software so you can get that stuff done in a matter of minutes.
Hey, and once again, I'm Tigmatic, host and owner of the podcast with Tigmatic, and partners with Ali and Dre as well. We moving and booming. All right. So let's talk about it today. Let's talk about it. What we talking about, fellas?
Anything that you want to. Nothing's off the table. I know you want to bring the finances. Let's get it going. Let's get it hyped. Let's get the
We
people the
came to
knowledge
bless
that.
the people.
So my guys here, they talk about business funding and credit repair, but more so business funding. They can help you with both, but the issue and topic for today is business funding, and that matters. So, what's the best way to pitch an idea to investors and banks? Let's talk about it. Who wants to go first?
Which one you want to take? I'll take one end, and you could take the other. You want to do the investors? I'll do the banks, or you want to do the banks? I'll do the investors.
Whatever's clever. I could do the banks right now.
Okay.
All right, let's
banks,
get it.
I'll do the investors. Let's go.
Got you. So for the banks, guys, if we're looking for funding, so what's my angle? What am I trying to ask these banks? Am I trying to partner up with them? Am I trying to do get some relationships with these banks? What am I trying to do?
Relationship. Just go do relationships. Yeah, relationship.
So what we're gonna do is, guys, you want to come in there and you want to actually know what you're talking about, look like that. So what you're gonna tell them is, hey, I have a business and my business is projected to do $1 million. Now that's gonna separate you because again, when you come in there and say, hey, can I go talk to a banker? And you say, yeah, I want to get business funding, they might just give you some random bank teller. But when you say that my business is projected to be making $1 million plus, that's when they say, okay, we got to pass you to our higher tier banking reps. Those are the ones that we want to talk to because those are the ones who directly talk to the underwriters, the people who give us that approval or that denial. So in the bank, we want to, and we do not want to mention that we're doing credit repair, guys. We do not want to mention about that. So we come in there and say, hey, yeah, my business, I help other businesses actually with their LLCs and get funding and stuff like that so they can grow and scale their business. I do marketing. So that's how you will go ahead and build a relationship with these banking relationship managers.
Oh, man. So when you're building relationships with the banking managers, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does a person qualify in the first place? Break that down a bit.
So just to build, you don't have to technically qualify. There's no qualifications to actually build a relationship with a BRM, business relationship manager. There's no requirements that you need to meet. It's just you don't want to get tripped up on what you ask them. Saying like, hey, my business is credit repair. You don't want to say that. That can kind of throw up red flags. But again, you can say, I do marketing. I help different companies, different businesses scale to the next level. And one of their ways is we need to get them capital for their business. So instead of going to some of your competitors, I already bank with you guys. So I can just bring my clients to you. We get that funding so that I can help them with their marketing and scaling their business, things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. So, it's on you, August.
I'm going to take it on the investor side. So the investor side's a little more difficult because the investor side they want to know what their ROI is going to be, where the return on investment is going to be. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a business plan, you're going to set up a pitch deck, and these are two things that you need when going to pitch to an investor. And the more documents that you have, projected incomes, projected outcomes, a marketing plan, and I'm getting really in depth with some of the things that we're talking about, but the more stuff that you have along those lines, the better you're going to look in front of that investor. That investor is looking to qualify you as a qualified person. So if I look like an expert in my industry, but my shit's all disheveled and everything, apologize. They don't want to do business with you. They don't want to help you. What they want to do is they want to have a person, excuse me, that is prepared. A person that has all the information, a person that has all the answers readily available. What is your projected ROI on a return of investment of $1 million? Sir, it'll be 2 years and 3 months. Like, that's the stuff that they're looking for.
Right.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of this on your pitch deck? A pitch deck is basically a summation of your business, what you're going to do, what you're looking for, why do you have them there, why you're sitting with them. What is the amount that you're going to give them? Are you looking just for money? Are you looking for a partnership with them? So are they looking to buy a portion of your business? Best place to look at an investor's standpoint, watch Shark Tank. Shark Tank is the best movie and show that you can possibly watch to understand what an investor is looking for.
Y'all hear that? So, how important is a business plan when applying for funding?
Bank wise or investor wise?
Both.
Huge. On an investor wise, absolutely, it is deemed one of the most important things next to your pitch deck. You need both, not just one, but both of them, because the business plan is a full summation of the business, while the pitch deck is what you're looking for and overall visualizations of the business.
I hear that. Dre, you want to piggyback on that?
And again, your banks are investors, okay? So, but on the bank side, the official bank side, you want to have a business plan, okay? Now, that's for yourself, all right? If you're doing 0% interest of that no doc, then you're not gonna. It's not a requirement for you to have a business plan. Like, you don't have to have a business plan laid out for them as you would if you had an investor. If you're looking for an investor, they want to see your business plan. But if you're getting a 0% interest, no doc loans, credit cards, you don't per se need a business plan to show them, but we want to have a business plan because, again, we go for no doc. So we get those for 50%, we're not showing any income, stuff like that. So that typically has a 0% interest time frame. We don't want to get the money and not have a business plan to execute on that 0% interest, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, what's some common mistakes people make when trying to get business funding? Break it down.
Trey, that's all you, baby.
Not knowing what the report looks like, not knowing what a fundable report looks like. There's a lot of people out here, a lot of these fake gurus. Let me be nice. Some of these credit people who say, "Yeah, all you need is a 700 credit score." That's not true. You need a lot of other things that come into play when you're wanting funding. Now, again, if it depends on what you want funding for. Do you want a house? Cool. You need 5 accounts open, 680 credit score, and a nice DTI, debt to income ratio. You want a car? You need a paid off auto loan, 6 accounts open with a 680 credit score. If you want funding, you need 700 plus credit score. You need to have 7 to 10 primary accounts open. You need to have at least 3 to 4 of those accounts. Need to have a minimum limit of $3,000 minimum. If you have underneath that, you're not going to look fundable if you're wanting credit cards. So the big thing is not knowing what you're trying to go get funding for. If it's credit cards, you need a different report. If it's a house, you need a different report. A car, you need a different report.
Yeah,
Great.
and that's definitely important. So how important are trade lines as well? Who wants to take this one?
Trade lines are different. Trade line. So if we're talking about primary trade lines that are owned by the specific person,
Yeah.
extremely important. But if we're talking about somebody purchasing a trade line just to get funding, it matters on what the trade line is. If I'm purchasing a trade line, right, and we're doing this in the community right now, we're actually going through to show what a trade line actually does to a credit score, and this is real. A proper trade line will give you a boost, but the bank knows this. So you have to know what trade line you're looking for, how long it's going to be, and what do you need it to do. An authorized user, which is still considered a trade line, okay? An authorized user can give you that little boost that you need instantly. While a primary trade line, which costs an certain amount of money, can give you a long-term boost, right, for a short period of time, in the sense that if it stays on your credit report, okay, if it's not removed, depending on who puts the trade line on your account, okay, can cause good effects. Primary is always better than authorized user, so you have to know what type of trade line you're using, but beneficial in both ways. But again, it comes to a certain way on what it's going to do. A lot of our constituents and people and colleagues that are in the industry think that certain trade lines will remove certain facets of what you're building in your community and also on your credit report. And
Right.
truth be told is trade lines are good for certain things. Your credit has got to be spot on. Every single card, every single installment loan, mortgage payment, whatever it is, needs to be perfect. If it's not perfect, you're not going to get the score that you want to receive. And that's literally trade line and credit talk all in one.
So I want to ask a question because this has been on my head for a while and I've been looking into it a little bit. And I know you guys are a bit more informative than I could be. Tell me about angel investors, right? Tell me about angel investors and how entrepreneurs can attract them.
You want, or
I
okay.
already saw your face.
All right. So I swear I was just having this conversation with my wife about 10 minutes ago, before we got on the podcast. And angel investors are awesome to get in touch with. Angel investor, the way that you get in touch with an angel investor is usually through a person that's dealing in their visualization with what they're looking for. An angel investor goes based upon the industry. An angel investor is looking, for example, I'll just give you an example. If I'm an angel investor in the finance industry, I'm not going out and looking for somebody in the automotive industry or or music or medical or something like that. I'm looking straight in the whatchamacallit, in the finance industry, and you have to attract the right one for the right business. There's certain
Right.
angel investors that are very, very conservative, and there's certain that are more forward thinking. So if your product is more forward thinking, you're going to be looking for that angel investor that does that, and you're talking to his number 2 or his number 3. Okay, they need to validate what you're talking about. You can't just go to John Smith, who's an angel investor, and say, "Hey, John, I want you to invest in my business." Yeah, he'll be like, "Okay, go talk to Joe." It's always like that. So you have to go through the person that they set up, and they're going to verify everything about your company. So all your ducks got to be in a row. You can have an idea. Yeah, that's great. Some people like the crazier the idea, the better it is. But if you have something that's progressing forward, absolutely awesome. And the angel investor that you're sitting down with also can have whatchamacallit, the ability to be able to get you to that level that you never thought of by, for example, so one of these angel investors, the Apple Watch wasn't, there was the mechanism in the Apple Watch that
Uh-huh.
Apple didn't own. The angel investor found out that they were looking for it, and he owned a portion of the company that made that mechanism. So he put them up together. They bought the company, and those founders are now sitting on a yacht somewhere because Apple bought it for billions upon billions of dollars. That's what an angel investor can bring to the table.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
that's what you want to attract. They're investing in your company, but they're only investing for one reason. They want a return on their money. ROI. Write it down. Everybody put it on a wall everywhere that you look. ROI. Return on
On
investment.
investment. That's
That's
right.
what it is.
Return on investment. That's important, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. All right. So, hmm, what are the common mistakes people make when they want to go for funding? Who wants to
Boy,
take that?
I'll take that one. Common mistakes. Once again, not looking at your report, but then not knowing. Again, it all boils down back to your report. But let's get off the report. We can go talk about not knowing which banks pull from which bureaus. So a lot of times people don't know that these bureaus don't all pull. I mean, these banks don't all pull from the same bureaus. So if somebody goes to a bank that pulls from Chase and then goes to another bank that pulls from Chase, then pulls from another bank from Chase. Now, I mean, from Experian. Now that fourth bank that you go to, they're going to be like, and if it pulls from Experian, they're going to be like, oh no, you're denied. But how we do this is the best way to do this is do it systematically. You go to a bank that pulls from Experian, like Chase. Then you go to one that pulls from TransUnion, like Navy Federal. Then you go to another bank that pulls from Equifax, like I think Bank of America. So you go to each of those banks. Now the banks look like you only have one inquiry, but you have one in each bureau. Does that make sense? So a lot of people don't, they need to do their homework. So you can actually go to a site. And yes, we're going to drop, I don't really tell these sites off like that, but this is for you, Tig. So we're going to, you guys can go to ibanknet.com and then you can go there and you can go look up which banks pull from which bureaus. And that will help you out for your building a funding sequence.
Oh, man. ibanknet.com, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all heard them, y'all. So let's talk about creating balance in the business life. How can entrepreneurs manage stress while running a business?
That's
I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that yet. I can't answer that question.
Yeah, I'm not a pro on that one yet. I have not solved that one yet. I can be honest. I have not solved that one yet. But all jokes aside, though, the best way I'm dealing with it is it's really hard. It is really hard. But just setting boundaries, but then also just safeguarding your time. Like really, really safeguarding your time. Meaning, when we were just talking about that, we were literally just talking about this, safeguarding your time, meaning you want to make sure that, yes, when I wake up and you just grind. You grind. But then you also carve out time for family. You have to be intentional with your time because if you don't, accidents can happen. And one of those accidents could be you neglecting your family, and then that goes to the crapper. So really being intentional with your time and auditing your time. And then you're going to start figuring out that, you know what, I waste a lot of time. When I really started auditing my time, I started figuring out, realizing little points, me walking to the store, to the trash can, and I'm just scrolling through Facebook. I could have been learning something. So those little moments right there, auditing your time, who do you talk to for no reason? Stuff like that. That will really, really help you structure a good nucleus, a good balance. So, but I'm still working on it currently. So I'm still work in progress, but that's the little tricks and trade that I'm trying to dial in on actually auditing my time.
So I will just interject because again, had this conversation, conversation before as well. My wife turned around and told me, setting a proper boundary. I'm a workaholic and I love what I do. That's the problem. And this is, if you don't love what you do, you ain't gonna work as hard. Like, I'll be straight with you.
That's a
But if
fact.
you love what you do, you don't know when to stop because you love it. And that's the real thing. And it's hard to stop when you do love it. And here's the thing, you got to set that boundary immediately. Like, I need to carve out a 2 hour period for my wife and my kid. I need to carve out a 2 hour period for my parents. I need to carve out whatever, and try and make sure that people realize that you can't always be that person that they can run to. No matter
Right.
what life you want to build, no matter what you're trying to do, you have to say, like, look, come 5 o'clock, I'm done. Now, do I know how to do that? Absolutely not. Um, I'm still learning it.
I second that emotion.
I swear, my wife was just telling me this. It's very hard for me because
Yeah,
you're running a business, and when you
right.
love what you do, you like. It's like my child. I have two children. I really do. I have my child, which is my baby. That's my daughter, and then I have my child, which is my business. Both of them give me great joy. Both of them give me great stress,
Mm,
and both of them work with each other. Like, people don't get that. I build the business for my baby. I have a
yeah,
baby to pass my business on to, so that all that stuff comes in. And that's what's in my head. It may be a little old fashioned, but it definitely is something to attest to. So I'm with you guys. Like, I'm still learning progress, and I'm here still learning.
yeah. And to piggyback on that, I agree with you as well. Um, it can be hard to manage your time. Um, One of the best things to do to manage your time is, like Ali said, once you come up with a time to stop, literally stop. But it can be hard sometimes, especially when your business is fresh, brand new, and you're trying to get it off the ground. I've experienced that quite a few times. But I'll say this: when you're working, right, focus on what you're doing, but don't burn out. Because when you burn out, you're no good to nobody. You might be falling asleep on family time. So make sure that you're taking the time out to take care of family, but you're also getting your business done as well. And the balance is definitely important. Keep the balance so that way everyone is happy. You know. So here's my next question, fellas. Hmm. What are some effective time management techniques for entrepreneurs?
Dre, I think you said a good one before. Why don't you touch base on that one?
Yeah, basically just for me, what I found out, what little techniques is auditing your time. Like seriously, I had to, and a lot of people say, do you really have to like really sit down and say spend time with family, spend time with spouse? Yes, yes. Why? Because as an entrepreneur, it is very, very, very easy to get caught up in the day-to-day stuff or trying to grow the business. So again,
Right.
in your notebook, in your schedule, you have to schedule time to spend with your family. It's time to spend with your loved ones. So again, and then that means, oh, I can't go sit down and watch the football game. Why? Because I still have to do this, and then spend time with the kids. So damn, I can't go hang out with the boys and go drink beer and all that stuff. Why? Because I still have to do business and then have to fit in wife time, mother time, father time. I still have to fit in those duties. So
Right.
literally sitting down and sketch, like it sounds kind of all right, cliche. It does sound cliche, but literally get a pencil and paper. I'd rather have a long pencil than a short memory. I have a by myself, short memory. By myself, leave it to me, my own device, short memory. But again, when I write stuff down, now it's like, oh, that's what I remember. I gotta get up, time to go. Set little alarms, time to go. I have to kill switch, hit the switch, I'm done. I should have worked a little faster. I should have got up, meaning audit my time a little better.
Hey. All right. I agree with you there, sir.
I don't have
That's
anything. I don't have anything yet. When you pause that question for the next time we do this, I'll go find something to learn it. But I don't got anything.
all right. So, what is business credit and why is it
Oh,
important? Let's
hold
get
on,
into
hold on.
it.
Can I take this one? Can I take this one? I wrote a
Go
book on it.
ahead.
I wrote a book on this. So
Go ahead.
business credit's like personal credit. It's the fundability of your business. It dictates through a score. It dictates how fundable you are and how reliable you are to either pay back your credits, pay back your loans, pay back your credit cards, or pay back any money that is received from the bank via lines of credit, installment loans, any of that. So it's basically a score. And that score dictates the risk assessment of your business. The higher the score, the lower the risk for the bank. The lower the score, the higher the risk for the bank. The bank is always going to pick high score, low risk.
Mm, that's dope. So, hmm,
You weren't
what
expecting
are the top
that
factors?
answer.
Yo, I had to think about this because a lot of people are scared, right? They're scared to try to get business funding because of their credit, right?
hmm
So let's break down the top factors that impact the business credit score.
So first off,
Let's talk about that.
business credit score is not it's not the same as personal credit score. Okay. And when
Exactly.
I say that is the build is completely different. You know, I don't walk into the bank, a Chase, and get a secured credit card and start building my business credit.
Right.
I can walk into the bank, right? This is the crazy part, guys. I want you guys to understand this. I can walk into Chase tomorrow with a brand new LLC, right? Go sit down with a BRM and get 70 grand. There's a difference, okay? Because a business inherently makes money. It's not a liability, it's not a debt, it's an earner. So
Mm-hmm.
they look at the business differently than they look at a person. A person is a debt. So when you start building your business credit, you can start with your net 30s at the bottom and work your way up to your store cards. And from your store cards to your, which would be tier 3, which would be your basic credit cards and car loans. And then tier 4, which would be your credit cards. This time frame can range from 12 months to 24 months. And in that sense of ranging from 12 months to 24 months, this can build your business credit. Now there's a hack, and I'll give a little gem right now while we're talking. The hack is go get the business credit card. They have to report the payments. Go get the lease under your business. I did this.
Right.
The printer that we have that we use to print out letters is leased underneath the business. They
Yeah.
pulled my personal credit to see if I was good, but co-sign it. Co-sign that bit, co-sign it and build it. You're gonna make the payment anyway. So
That's right.
build your business credit regardless. Now I look at that score underneath my business. Oh, cool thing, cool hack I just found out. Bank of America. Shout out to Bank of America on this. Bank of America is offering a business credit score. Okay? They're offering a business credit score with their business account. Okay? Dre, we got that. That's how I found that out. Okay? So when you have this and you're paying your bills on time because you got to pay them anyway, you're building your credit up. So
Yeah.
just do that properly. Your business credit goes, then you start building your banking relationships. And
Yeah.
then you go in and pull your loans out. You pull your lines of credit out. But there's one thing that I must stress and stress 100 million% right now. Business credit is not what every person and our colleagues make it out to be. You
Mm.
still need your personal credit to piggyback off of until you have tax returns. So
Hey.
when everybody comes to you, oh, no doc loan, no doc no loan. Yeah, that's for the baby money. You want the big money? You got to play with the big boys. And the way to play with the big boys is you got to show them that you're viable. The risk has to drop. And that's something that I have to say all the time. Every banker that I sat with, everybody that I've talked with, that's what they've told me. If you want the real money, you got to put up. Okay, and if you don't put up those docs, you're not gonna get the money that you're looking for. You want that one, you want that two, you want that $3 million, you want that 5 million to go buy a property, invest in this or do that. You need to put your bank docs up. Not bank docs, your W-2s. Excuse me.
So Dre, what are some good business credit cards for startups?
Startup. So good ones. We can always go to Chase. We got some Chase are some good ones. The Amex are some really good ones. But we usually go to Chase. I usually start with banks who you want to have long-term business with. So again, I would never tell somebody to go to like a some Capital One. All right. Now some people swear love Capital One. Iffy, but again, some people love Capital One. But so the banks that you want to have a long-term relationship with, and it differs. What are you interested in? If you want to go get 0% interest credit cards, if you want to go get cash back credit cards, then that's a certain type of bank. Like Navy, you'll never get a Navy card with 0% interest. You'll never will because they are a credit union. So again, it just depends on what you're looking for.
So you just threw a gem out there. Explain why Navy Federal won't give you credit with 0% interest.
They are nonprofits. Not-for-profit. So that means that they need to make their money somehow. So like Chase, they make their money. They're a big bank. So they make their money. So that's why they can offer you those 0% interest credit cards. But like normally all credit unions are nonprofit. So they have to make the money somehow. So they're never going to give you a 0% interest credit card.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense. So, fellas, here's my next question for the both of you. What's the fastest way to improve a low business credit score?
Okay, so we want to be more detailed about. So I wanted to stop you guys, but hold on. Let me go back out. Hold up, zoomed in. So what I wanted to tell you guys is we want to be detailed in our wordings. So when we say business credit, a lot of people come to me, hey, I want to go get business fund. I want to go get some business credit. I want to work on my business credit. For what? Do you want to go get funding? Okay, cool. Well, then we need to go get your personal credit together because there's something called business funding and then business credits. Business credit, like Ali talked about, that's your corporate credit. That's your corporate credit. You can still get business funding by leveraging your personal credit. So a lot of people say, oh, how can I want to work on my business credit. We want to work on our business credit, like for your business entity, or are you trying to work on your credit, your personal credit, so you can go get business funding? That's a big difference. So, so for you, if you're saying what's the best way to fix your personal credit, so you can go get business funding, go attack your negatives, remove the negatives, and then add on positives, and that's the quickest way.
I mean, I dropped a gem before. I told you. Get that credit card in your business ASAP. Dre told you exactly what you need to do to get the credit card. But once you get the credit card in the business, and I'll tell you, perfect because we use examples, real life examples. Right. When my wife opened up her business, the first thing that we did was we went and got a Chase Ink card. Okay, my wife's business credit is through the freaking roof. She's got a better business credit score than Dre and I. Like, that's funny. Here's the thing. That's what you got to do. You got to utilize their knowledge and their items against them. Okay? If she wants to go for a loan right now, she'll get the loan. Because when they go view everything, they're going to see she's made on-time payments, hasn't missed a payment on that business credit card, and done what they need to do. And that's what they see. When they see that, that's when they're going to come and sit down with you. Now, I'm going to say this because I know this happened to me for real. Okay, when we opened up our business, I did the same thing. Went, got Chase Ink card. When they pulled my personal credit because I was asking for the limit increase, I needed $110,000. Right? They viewed my personal credit. You have too many cards open in the last 2 years. Wait until that 2-year mark passes, and then we'll give you your limit increase. So I have to pull another inquiry after 2 years. So for you guys to know that what Dre is telling you is also true, because They need to check your credit and make sure that you're viable and able to pay back your loans. If you can't run your personal life, you can't run your business life. No matter how much money you make, you're still gonna proverbially, down the toilet. Okay. Without me cursing on the cursing on the live airways. And that's the truth. That's the real truth. So they want to make sure that you also can manage your personal life and manage your business together. And the stronger those two scores are, the more unstoppable you will become.
That's right. Be a good steward. Pay your loans back on time, and things can work in your favor. It just goes that way. It's that simple. Pay your loans back, you'll be straight. So, all right, here's my next question. Solo Dolo can. How does business credit affect loan approvals and interest rates?
Dre, you want me to take it? Or you want to go back into it?
So we're saying business. Okay, I want to make sure we're saying your personal credit, not your business credit. Business credit is having those net 30s, those 60s, 90s. Personal credit.
No, he said business credit, bro.
Yeah, I said business credit.
Okay, so your business credit, that everything matters. Your business credit is definitely going to pay a big factor in all of your limits and all your approvals and all of your interest rates. Because again, if you have a low business score, that means that you've done something wrong. You haven't paid something back. You overextended yourself somehow, some way. That means that if you go ask for future business funding, they're going to be like, well, you're having a really hard issue right now. We're going to either drop your limits or give you a exorbitant amount of interest because, again, you might not pay them back on time.
Hey, and that goes right to what I was saying. Pay the money back on time, y'all. All right.
Just to interject for a quick second,
Sure.
Be told, it's just like personal credit. Just make sure that you do your right thing, pay your bills on time, do what you need to do, and you'll always be fine. That's it.
Hey, listen, you see, this is why this episode and this show is called Money Matters, because we're giving you guys some tips and some ways to be good stewards and how to get some paper. So, listen. All right, here's my next one for y'all. How can vendors and trade lines help build business credit? Now, we just did a little bit about trade lines, but let's talk more about the vendors. Break that down a bit.
Dre, you want to handle or me?
Go ahead, go for it.
So it's actually very easy. Once you have the proper vendors, right? They each fit in a spot. Okay, like your Quills, your Grangers, your certain companies that are net 30s. They're going to fit at the starter because you have to show that you can take a little bit of money, grow that little bit of money, right? Grow, use it properly, pay back on time, right? And then move to the next thing. So each vendor and trade line that you start with starts slow and moves up progressively bigger and bigger and bigger each time. For example, you don't go to Sam's Club and get a Sam's Club card, which is a tier 3 card, in tier 1. You ain't going to get nothing. You're going to get $1,000 limit. What is that going to do for you? You got to follow the trade line tiers properly. So you start with your net 30s. Then you can go to your basic gas card, couple of store cards, right? Then in tier 3, 4, you're going to work with your Sam's Club. You're going to work your Ally Bank. And I'm dropping gems here, guys. Ally Bank to get your car. Bank of America to get, up to 4 loans on your corporate account to get cars. These are the things that you need to do before you do that. You need to start building that credit so they're ready to rock and roll so they can give you that money properly. You have to build according to what the structure is. You don't start at tier 4 in tier 1. You always start with your net 30s, which will be your basic trade lines, and move up towards your higher end trade lines in tier 4, which will be your credit cards that you're looking for, the big ones. Your store cards, any place like Amazon, Sam's Club. Wow, I'm forgetting. You've got the Valero credit card. You've got all these different gas cards that you can get that are awesome. Now thinking of it, I gotta go get a gas card. Uh, but all these things that you're thinking of, like they have a place and a time that you need to get it, and that's what you need to do. You need to get it properly. You need to get that because it is very crucial and important at the right time.
So, what role does mindset play in maintaining balance as an entrepreneur?
Go, Dre. Go.
Your
I've
your
been talking too
mindset
much.
your mindset is everything. If you don't have the right mindset, go get a job. And that's plain and simple. If you do not have the right mindset, go get a job. Why? Because nobody tells you, as an entrepreneur, nobody tells you to get up. Nobody should have to, but nobody tells you to get up and go get to work. Nobody tells you that. So if you need that, hey, it's time to get up. Hey, if you need an alarm clock, seriously, sometimes I need an alarm clock. But in the retrospect, if you seriously have if you can't get out of bed, then you need to go get a job. Because again, you don't have that mindset. You don't have that mindset. That's the first thing. Mindset is everything for an entrepreneur to even be an entrepreneur. If you don't have the mindset, seriously, don't risk your family's livelihood on yourself because you don't have that right mindset. And we all know ourselves. Like, you know what? I'm not that one. You know, I'm just a lazy person. Like, we know each other. We know ourselves. But again, you know, if you have that burning, that fire in you, that dog in you, that, you know what, hey, put your bets on me. Like I told everybody on the call today, I tell everybody, like, hey, when I'm asleep, you have a chance. You seriously have a chance. But once I wake up, your chance is gone. Why? Because the day is mine. I woke up. That's how I feel. When I'm asleep, you guys have a chance. And guess what? I don't sleep a lot. I don't sleep a lot. So when I'm awake, it's like, guess what? Your chances went to zero. Why? Because I'm awake. I'm going to outwork you. And that when you have that mindset, that goes back to saying you have to audit your time. Because when you have that dog in you, when you have that, I'm going to put your bet on me. I'm going to outwork anybody. That means you have to audit your time because you could get in that bubble. You can get those blinders on where it's just work, and then forget to spend time with your family. So that doubles back to that auditing your time. But again, right, that mindset is everything. If you don't have the mindset, keep working your job. Right. That's not a knock. Let me finish with this. That's not a knock to anybody who has a job. That is not a knock to you. But again, to have a stress kind of free life, we have to know which path we want to take. Are we going to bet on ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to be that one. I am going to be that one. Or are we going to say, you know what, I need to have somebody directing me. And that's nothing bad. I need to have more structure. I cannot create my own structure for success. I need to come into somebody else's structure to find success. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, you need to man up, woman up, grown up, like put your big person pants on and figure out which lane you want to take. I want to be an entrepreneur. I can actually bet on myself and I'm going to get my butt up and do what it takes. Or I need that structure from somebody else's structure. I don't have that mindset to create my own structure, because when you're an entrepreneur, it's you, and then you start having employees and they need structure. So if you cannot have structure for your own life and then have the foresight to create structure for other people, you need to have a job.
That's right. And your interests can't change. If this is what you chose to do, don't be a person that just keep flip-flopping. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do that now. Focus on the task at hand. Ooh, you know, a lot of people do that. That's why I had to mention that, because a lot of the times, sometimes when they're trying to get one thing off the ground, and because it's not doing it right away, they want to switch to the next thing. No. If this is your baby, focus on it. Get it to where you need it to get. Get it to where you need it to go, and then go to the next thing. start that new startup, and still audit your time. Hey, listen,
I'm not.
it's gems out here. We giving y'all some gems out here. I know you got a lot to say, Ali. I'm looking at you, man. I know I see you. Go ahead. Take it, man.
It's not. I don't fully agree with that. And the reason that
Why?
I don't fully agree with that is, there's people that say don't have a plan B. Okay, I don't
Oh,
agree in the
you
plan.
should have a plan B.
I don't agree with the plan B thing. Hold on, I'll give you a thing. Everything is my plan A, and everything will come at the right time in my
Right,
plan A.
right,
Because my job is to become successful. My job is not to fail. So yes, I don't agree with the jumpers. I know the jumpers that you're
right. That's
talking
what I'm
about.
talking about. The jumpers. Get it to
Yeah,
where you needed to go first.
it's I was a jumper to a certain point. I threw enough against the wall and I hope
It's
something stuck.
stuff. Right,
And here's the thing. I was in between jumping 3 times. Okay? 3 times, 3 different things. When one of them went and it stuck real hard. And that's where we are today. That's why I'm able to speak today, because I was jumping. So, yes, I do and I don't agree. Then, once that's stuck, and I don't see, this is the thing. The jumper that you're talking about, that's the guy that needs to become a millionaire overnight.
right. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
need,
talking about. The
I
guy
don't,
that's impatient.
yes,
You can still do other things, but focus on the one that you know that's lucrative first. And that's what you're talking about. You have that
exactly,
lucrative one so that the other ones can do what they need to do. And that's what I'm talking about. Get the
exactly,
lucrative one
100.
going first.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It's the one that gets traction first. Then you feed with the lucrative one, you feed the other ones. Because why? 7 streams of income makes a millionaire.
Absolutely.
So if you do, excuse me, if you are go, if you're not jumping, right? If you're not jumping and you're waiting for the first $1 million product that you're going to have, look, and Dre and I got a couple of them, but they're going slow. They're going
Hmm.
slow. But we still have our lucrative business that we're working on that pays the bills, so that we can use that and funnel it into there, where you got to pay developer costs, you got to pay hosting, you've got to pay people, you got to pay marketing, you have to pay all this stuff.
Absolutely.
You can't do that without having one that's going. That's why I jumped. But once you find it, you focus, you build, then you funnel. Then when you funnel, all of a sudden, because this is the truth and the fact of the matter,
Yeah.
all you need is $12,500 from each business to become a millionaire, ladies and gentlemen. From 7 businesses, it's 12,500. That's all.
Oh, you got
My,
muted for some reason.
my mic cut. So all you need is 12,500 to become a millionaire. That's the truth and the fact of the matter. And thanks for bringing that up, because you know what? There's people that I watch that I'm like, oh, I just want to punch you. Like, honestly, I just want to
Yeah.
punch you, because you literally had something of gold and you were jumping. And then there's ones that are like, okay, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to jump back to this real quick. And I'm going to go back and jump back to this real quick. And I'm going to go back. And they set up the foundation correctly, where it's like, okay, it hopped, it bounced, and now throw all the money going forward.
Yeah. Sometimes people can be impatient because it's slow. And in the beginning, it's always going to be that way. It's always going to be slow in the beginning. Now, like Ali was talking about, if you get that 12.5, if you getting it from quite a few businesses, you can make things move a lot faster. So that makes perfect sense. But for the person that's, doing their business and they're starting and it's becoming lucrative, and they like, okay, now I got a little bit of bread, I'm gonna jump to this next thing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because then the funnel ain't gonna work right. You're gonna be robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know what I'm saying? And it happens that way. So this was a great dialogue to have. Listen, this is all we have for the rest of the night. But Anything y'all want to leave the people with before we get off?
Follow your dreams.
Go ahead, Ali.
Follow your dreams. Like I got Walt Disney's quote on the back of my wall in my office. Just follow your dreams. Wake up in the morning, just do what you love. Be happy. Like this life is too damn short to not be happy. That's the thing. Be happy. Love what you do.
That's right. I agree. Dre?
Audit your time. That's one of the things that I just really like saved me. And audit your time and mindset. If you don't get anything from this, hopefully you guys get a lot from this. But just to keep it really like short and sweet, audit your time and work on your mindset. Working on your mindset can be like sitting down and watching stuff like a podcast like this, where you talk about making money, but it talks about the mindset. Because again, guys, we can teach you how to make $1 million. We can teach you how to save $1 million. But if you don't have the mindsets, you're going to waste all of that. If you don't audit your time, you're going to go crazy, and then you're going to lose all that. So again, guys, just make sure you're auditing your time. Make sure who you spend time with just on spare time, which we don't have spare time, but who do you just call just to call? Who do you talk to just to talk to? Make sure you're auditing your time. That's my biggest thing.
Hey, man. Listen, I want to thank y'all for coming on once again. We do this once a week, and we're going to continue the motion to have these talks to wake people up. You know, it's important. So I want to say to everybody, y'all can cut y'all cams. I'm going to end it out and do what I do. But say good night to the folks.
You guys have a good one.